Hi, Todd VanDenburg here with VanDenburg Capital Management and another Uncommon Sense update. So we've got a little bit of market volatility happening right now. All the major indices are off their highs, but in relative terms, they're still pretty high. I mean, the Dow is still significantly over 33,000, which is where we had expected the Dow to finish by the end of this year. We're coming up with new projections for the end of the year, but it will be well above 33,000. The reason for this volatility, at least if you read the headlines, is that there's some concern about inflation, and I'll talk about that a bit more in a second, and some concerns that maybe the Federal Reserve is not doing all the things that it should be doing or could be doing, because inflation typically means that the economy's speeding up, and when the economies speed up out of control, that's when the Fed can kick in, raise interest rates, things like that, to try to slow the economy down. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is actually the details of this Bureau of Labor Statistics report on inflation. And the inflation rate came in at 4.2%. It's way higher than it's been in years and years and years. So there's all this concern about, oh my gosh, the consumer price index is going to wipe us out, and it's the economy can't handle rising prices like that. Well, the devil really is in the details. So when you read into the details of the report, what you see is that I'll just pick two things: food and energy. So energy over the last 12 months has gone up at 25%. Food has gone up 2.4%. So it really matters what you consume, right? So if you're consuming, like if you're driving to work every day, you're a commuter, that the cost of energy has had a real impact, significantly higher than 4.2%, which is the national average, on your lifestyle. But if you're retired and don't drive much, or you have an electric vehicle, the increased price to energy has really not hit you at all. As a matter of fact, if you're just consuming food, going out to dinner or door dashing it, a 2.4% increase is not the end of the world. Now, there actually is sort of a silver lining to high inflation, or at least a consumer price index that has a high number. So for the better part of the last decade, people on Social Security have gotten little or no cost of living increases to their Social Security payments. And it's because we really had no inflation for a decade. Well, if you look at a 4.2% inflation rate, as the Social Security Administration gets to the point where they're going to calculate what the increases are this year, Social Security recipients actually might get a nice little raise. So it's not all bad when the consumer price index goes up, especially when you consider what's going up. And now I'm going to talk about why it's going up. So again, 4.2 is a high reading. It's above the historic average. It's not a good number. But it's only where it is now because the government shut down business activity. So, when the government shuts down business activity, lots of people that provide, goods and services have to shut down their activities as well. But now that things are opening up, well, it takes a little while for, people that provide those goods and services to get enough capacity on hand to handle demand. And the law of supply and demand says, well, if there's a constrained supply and an increased demand, prices rise. And so as more people, and especially when the government is, doing these stimulus checks, you have people sort of flush with cash. Well, so you say people are flush with cash, more people are getting back to work, but the people who provide goods and services have not yet built their capacity up to handle that increase in demand. So we fully expect this increase in the inflation rate to be temporary. So we're not overly concerned about it. As a matter of fact, we predicted it and have expected it. So we're not really looking to run for the hills with our investments, and we don't really suggest that anybody else do that too. So that was your update. If you enjoyed it, give us a like, give us a share, and I'll be back again soon with another Uncommon Sense update. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like to be the first to hear of more Uncommon Sense updates like these,
please click the subscribe button below. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again.